Ladies and gentlemen, and my friend Timmy, today we're talking about a van so British, it probably apologizes before overtaking you. A van so compact, yet so practical, it made even British politicians look, well, slightly less useless. And a van so beloved, the Royal Mail bought it in such quantities you'd think it was delivering fish and chips straight to Buckingham Palace. I'm talking about the one, the only, the 1948-1961 Morris J-type van. Or as I like to call it, Britain's big little box. Before we unpack this steel teapot on wheels, huge shout out to our channel sponsors. Without you, we'd be delivering these jokes on foot, not four wheels. Thanks for supporting Cool Ideas, the only place where small vans get big applause. All right, let's hit the road. It's 1949 in the UK. Rationing's still a thing. Churchill's not back yet, and everyone wants to sell something but has nothing to carry it in. So, Morris Commercial Cars, bless their optimistic souls, decide to make a van from scratch. Not just a car with a backpack welded on, a real honest-to-Britannia forward control van with the cab sitting proudly above the engine. Why? Because Britain had a motto back then: export or die. And nothing says international trade like a van that looks like it should be delivering tea and apologies. Unveiled in 1948 at the Earl's Court Commercial Motor Show, the J-Type promised bigger space, bigger profits, and boy, did it deliver. Literally. Designed with space efficiency in mind, it had 30 cubic feet, more cargo volume than many competitors while being 8 inches shorter. They slapped a sliding door on both sides, perfect for delivery drivers who didn't want to clamber out like circus clowns every 5 minutes. And the forward control setup put you face first into traffic. Visibility? Superb. Safety? Well, you were the crumple zone. And who built it? That's still a bit of a mystery. No famous designer, no celebrity engineer. Just a bunch of practical minds at Morris Commercial, probably with cups of strong tea and a list titled Things Britain Needs That Aren't Bombers. The J-Type was built on a sturdy ladder chassis, rated for 10 hundredweight, about 508 kilograms or 1,120 pounds, and proved so versatile it was used by bakers, butchers, electricians, ice cream men, milkmen, and even the Royal Mail. Thousands of units went to the British Post. It was so red, it made fire trucks blush. Under the cab, you'd find a 1,476cc side valve inline 4 that cranked out 36 horsepower at 3,500 revolutions per minute. Torque? A mighty 65 pound-feet, 88 Newton-meters. The engine was fed by a Solex carb and cooled by a system so cleverly placed you refilled coolant from inside the cab, because who doesn't want boiling water near their groin at 30 miles per hour? Transmission, a 3-speed manual, no synchros. That's right, you want second gear? You double-declutch like a man. Rear-wheel drive, solid axles on leaf springs, and Lockheed hydraulic brakes on all 4 corners. No servo assist, just guts, effort, and occasional prayer. The turning circle? An impressive 32 feet, about 10 meters, which made it a dream in tight alleys and a nightmare when Timmy decided to drift one in an icy Tesco parking lot. The ride height stood at 6 feet 7 inches, 2.0 meters, length about 12 feet 5 inches, 3.8 meters, width 5 feet 4 inches, 1.63 meters, with a cargo volume around 150 cubic feet, 4.25 cubic meters. Fuel economy ranged between 28 miles per gallon Imperial, 10 liters per 100 kilometers on a cruise, and a hilarious 15.8 miles per gallon, 18 liters per 100 kilometers in stop-go deliveries. Timmy once claimed he got 40 miles per gallon, but that's because he ran out of fuel and walked the rest of the way. Top speed? About 53 miles per hour, 85 kilometers per hour. That's not blistering, but it was never meant to outrun anything, except maybe your patience on a windy uphill. One British road tester back in the day described it as adequate for town work and preferably not tested on motorways unless you fancy being overtaken by a man on a bicycle whistling Rule Britannia. True story, one milkman in Birmingham apparently clocked his J-Type at full tilt, only to be overtaken by a nun on a mope waving cheerfully. Production of the original Morris J-Type ran from late 1949 to 1956, with around 49,000 units built. Including the later JB variants 1957-1961, total production exceeded 66,000 vans. They were exported to over 22 countries. CKD kits assembled globally. Australia loved them. New Zealand loved them. Even Cadbury loved them enough to make one purple and hand out chocolate from it. But despite its modest power, snail-paced acceleration, and cabin heat levels worthy of a small forge, the Morris J-Type deserves credit. It brought Britain back on its wheels. It was a space-efficient, durable, and endearing solution to a post-war mess. It carried letters, fish and chips, and probably a few confused cats. As for pricing, back in 1949, a base Morris J-Type would set you back around £360 to £400. That's about £15,000 to £18,000 today, or roughly $20,000. But in the world of collector auctions, one pristine 1956 unit sold at H&H Classics in 2021 for £31,500. That's over $43,000 or 36,000 euros. Today, you're looking at $10,000 to $20,000 for a decent example, and much more if it still smells like postal regrets and 1950s tea. Smash that subscribe button like Timmy smashing into the back of a milk float. And join us next time when we review something even more questionable, like reviewing a steam-powered lawnmower with Bluetooth speakers. Because why not? Someone on the internet said it was a good idea. Stay tuned, stay curious, and remember, if it looks like a mailbox, drives like a snail, and makes your heart smile, it's probably a Morris J-Type. See you in the next video.